We didn't have any meaningful exchange.
Respect someone else's belief. Like, I came from a very Christian upbringing. I have a lot of people in my family that are very religious, but here's the thing, I'm also surrounded with these people that are Christian that are also very accepting and loving.
Okay, which is supposed to be the Christian attitude,
yeah, and
right?
That's what I want.
Just a second. Accepting and loving of what? Sin? What? Why do you call someone Christian who is accepting and loving of something that Jesus died on a cross for? Sam, could Dr. Drew, could you answer that? How is it that you seem to insist, and you said this in the program, Sam, that I am to be loving when you won't discuss what loving means from a biblical perspective? Do you know what loving means? I can guarantee you something, both Sam and Dr. Drew, loving from a biblical perspective is not what your worldview says is loving. God's love resulted in the cross, that bloody instrument of horrific death and self-sacrifice. That's what God's love resulted in. Because you see, what you seem to be missing is that God's love coexists with his holiness and his righteousness. You can't separate that out. And so the same loving God that brought about the cross likewise brought judgment against sin over and over again in the same Bible that tells us about the love of God in Christ in the cross. And so there were individuals, entire cities, indeed entire nations that God brought his judgment against. Same God. And many Christians make the mistake of not having a balanced biblical view of the love of God either, because they look at the cross and they say, oh, look at the love of God. But what they don't see is that the background to that is the wrath of God against sin. And if you don't see the wrath of God in the cross, then you're not really seeing the love of God either.